When we become depleted or out of balance in our minerals, they show up on an energetic, emotional, and physiological level too. And for many women, this is where they can begin to experience things like painful periods, PCOS, endometriosis, cramps, hormonal imbalances, and the body just being in this sense of out of balance, disconnected from the feminine, and disconnected from its true nature. Welcome to the Embodied Woman podcast with me, Rebecca Wilson. If you believe that fertile energy, creative power, and embodied, resourced, nourished women will change the world, then you are in the right place. This is a space to support you to arrive deeper into relationship with yourself and your body, to explore the multifaceted experience of womanhood. It is my mission to guide women back into connection with their natural essence, to become the living embodiment of their true nature. Are you ready to join a community of women who are taking responsibility for our lives, our energy, women who are centered and rooted in ourselves, connected to our womb space, and deeply nourished on a cellular level? If so, let's begin into this week's episode. Welcome to the community, my love. Hello, my love. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the relationship between mineral imbalance and womb health. So today's podcast is going to be looking at the relationship between minerals and the womb on not just a physiological level, but also an energetic, emotional, and spiritual level too. I really wanted this podcast to be informative, educational, and also just offering some different perspectives on something that many women experience, and many of the women that I have worked with have come to me experiencing, and that is cycle disharmony, womb health issues, all things connected to their womb. So let's dive in. I'm really excited to have this conversation because I think that there's a lot of education out there that might focus on one aspect of the whole. So we might find on our journey of healing our womb, we get stuck in the energetic or we get stuck in the physiological. And I really want to merge all of these different aspects together to give that full multifaceted viewpoint and understanding of our womb space as women. So our wombs are our sacred spaces. They are the home of our intuition, our creative energy. They are the house, the home of our life force. So when something feels out of balance in this place, we can feel a little bit off. And that might arrive in many of the womb health issues that modern day women are experiencing, like PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, heavy or scanty periods, lacking periods, lack of ovulation. And as always, it's a clear message and sign from the body that something deeper is going on. But it's not just happening on a physical level. It's also happening energetically and emotionally in our inner worlds too. As for minerals, I want to just touch base on that. Minerals are seen as nutrients: calcium for the bones, magnesium for the nervous system, iron for the blood. But they are also essential in how energy moves through our bodies and therefore how we experience life at a deeper level. So we're going to explore all of that, how mineral imbalances affect our womb health and how this can manifest energetically, physiologically, emotionally, and spiritually too. So let's begin where it all begins, in the womb space. On a physiological level, the womb is the center of reproduction. But energetically, it is so much more. In many spiritual traditions and teachings, the womb is seen and known as the seat of creation, intuition, and our feminine power. It's really where we birth everything from. We rebirth ourselves, children, creative projects, ideas, visions, dreams. And this space is deeply connected to our sense of creativity and expression as women. When our womb space is in balance, we can feel this beautiful connection to ourselves, in tune with our bodies, able to create and also nurture ourselves and the world around us. But when there's an imbalance in this space, whether that be through mineral depletion, emotional blockages, energetic stagnation, it can manifest in many different forms of womb health issues, all of which are a sign that there's some disharmony happening within. The womb can store unresolved, unprocessed experiences of life, whether that be trauma, grief, emotions, shame. And as women, we can often carry these life experiences that have been unprocessed in our bodies and in our womb spaces. And this is often where we can link into our womb health and reproductive cycles as being connected or deeply rooted in our emotional and energetic wounds. We can kind of get stuck in what came first, but it is what it is. We don't know what came first, chicken or the egg, whether it's the physiological and then the emotional, or the emotional and then the physiological, but they are very deeply connected. So mineral imbalances affect our womb health in a few different ways. Minerals are the foundation of our physical body, but they do also impact our energetic bodies too. In many traditions, minerals are known and seen as the conductors of energy. They guide our life force throughout our body. Things known like magnesium for relaxation and the nervous system, calcium for strong bones, iron and copper for blood and hormonal imbalance and balancing. But when we become depleted or out of balance in our minerals, they don't only show up on a mineral level, they show up on an energetic, emotional, and physiological level too. And for many women, this is where they can begin to experience things like painful periods, PCOS, endometriosis, cramps, hormonal imbalances, and the body just being in this sense of out of balance, out of alignment, disconnected from the feminine and disconnected from its true nature. Magnesium is known to support the womb, to help with any cramps, and also to calm and ease different stages of the cycle. Calcium is known to also support magnesium to do its job properly, as well as keeping bone density for the later seasons of our menstruating life. Iron is a crucial mineral for women, particularly as we can lose iron when we have our menstruation. Blood is known as the life force. So when we're experiencing heavy blood loss or we are not nourishing our body with the optimal amounts of iron that we need, we can feel depleted and out of balance. Copper is known as the energy conductor in the body. It has its own electrical charge and electrical pathways. It also creates energy on a cellular level. And without an adequate amount of copper in relationship to magnesium and iron, we can often see womb health and sexual hormonal imbalances in women. So I want to journey through some of the common womb health issues that show up and what might be going on the many different levels in the body. So first, we're going to focus on polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, and endometriosis. These are two conditions that have become increasingly common within modern day living. And while they're often framed as being an hormonal imbalance issue, which they are, there's also a very deep mineral story that goes with them because our minerals impact our hormones. PCOS is associated with insulin resistance and often involves imbalances in minerals like magnesium and chromium. So when the body is not properly metabolizing glucose, it can lead to cyst formations on the ovaries, which disrupts ovulation. Energetically, PCOS can manifest in women who feel blocked in their creative energy or blocked emotionally. There can often be a stagnation in the womb space and a stagnation in creative energy, creative power, and sexual energy and expression too. Women who manifest with endometriosis, we can often see that this is an issue of chronic inflammation in the body. Here we'd be looking at minerals like zinc and selenium, which are anti-inflammatory, as well as magnesium too. Often we can see that women are depleted in certain minerals that support inflammatory markers in the body when they manifest with endo. On an energetic level, endometriosis is often linked to women that have unresolved emotional pain or trauma that they're carrying in their womb space, particularly around boundaries or feeling unheard. Endometrial tissue begins to grow outside the womb, and this can be seen as the body's way of trying to expand, to be heard, to expand and set its boundaries, or to grow outside of the space of the womb and take up space in other parts of the body, because the energy or the emotion imprints that are stored in the womb may be a little bit too challenging to be with. Both of these conditions show us how mineral imbalance and emotional energy are intimately connected. But when we're nourishing our bodies with the minerals that it needs, we're also supporting our emotional and energetic connection and healing of our womb space too. The next area that we're going to cover is heavy or missing periods, which are two extremes, and also fibroids too. So fibroids are known as benign tumors that grow in and around the womb and can cause heavy bleeding, pain, and discomfort. We can often see here an imbalance in minerals like iodine, magnesium, and zinc. But from that emotional perspective, we can see that fibroids are often associated with unresolved grief or the accumulation of unprocessed emotions. They represent what is being held onto, sometimes for many, many years, which is why the fibroids begin to grow and form. Women who are experiencing heavy periods are experiencing each cycle a purging. The heavy bleed is the body's way of releasing everything that's been held onto for sometimes many, many years. This could be unresolved emotions or trauma, stress, or anything else they've been holding, anything that hasn't been processed to completion. And the body's wisdom uses the opportunity of the menstruation to let go and release. In the case of heavy periods, we would be looking at minerals like iron and copper, which are essential because they help to rebuild the blood viscosity and also support the body's ability to recover after each cycle when it is heavier. And the opposite side of that, when we are in a state of missing periods or a lack of ovulation, these are deeply connected and linked to a depleted state in the body. Not only would we then be looking at minerals like magnesium and iron, but we'd also be seeing that there's a depletion of emotional and energetic reserves. This can come from a woman who is overworked, overburdened, feeling disconnected from her power, her purpose, her womb, her body, her feminine energy. The body is prioritizing other things and therefore doesn't feel like it has enough energy, whether that be physiological, emotional, or energetic forms of energy to have a bleed or to ovulate. Because it takes an incredible amount of energy from us to menstruate every month and to also ovulate every month. So here we can see that the womb becomes a dormant space. It's as though the body is trying to tell that there is no energy left to create or sustain life. I often ask women who have missing periods or are lacking in ovulation to look at where they might be overgiving in their lives and how they might be able to bring more balance to their energy and pour nourishment and resource within themselves. So we've explored there the physiological and the mineral experiences in womb health. But now I want to go a little deeper into the psychosomatic and energetic connections too. When we talk about the psyche and the body, we're talking about two sides of the same coin. The womb is often a storage center for unprocessed emotions and many of the conditions we've previously been speaking about. If we're holding on to grief, we could experience fibroids. If we feel creatively blocked or stifled, we might see this show as PCOS or absent missing periods. If we're dealing with chronic inflammation, not only in the body, but inflamed thinking too, this could be our sign that we don't have boundaries, that they've been crossed many times, or that we are disconnecting from our power and creative flow. Minerals are needed to nourish our bodies, and they're also needed to deeply nourish our womb space and our feminine energy too. Our womb space is a place where all life begins. It is the portal. It's where creativity flows and deep feminine wisdom resides. When this space is imbalanced in whichever way inside of us, it doesn't just show up on a physical level. I believe that it is a call from our body, from our feminine center, from our womb to pay attention, to listen to the deeper aspects of ourselves, to reconnect to the deeper layers of our being. In many traditions, the womb is known as the center of magic, creation, intuition, and power. When we experience these womb health issues, and however they manifest for each of us, we can see that there is a deeper part of ourselves that's wanting to emerge. And this is where the journey of womb connection, womb healing, ritual, meditation, embodied movement, feminine movement, honoring your cycle, living your life in greater alignment with your feminine essence can really support you on that multifaceted level. As we know, minerals are the building blocks of life, but they're also part of our spiritual connection too. They come from the earth and they carry the earth's frequency. They support our bodies to be nourished, nurtured, and grounded. They support us to be connected to the earth. And our womb space really loves that earth-bound connection. So when we restore our mineral balance, we nourish our physical, our emotional, energetic bodies too. So I welcome you for a moment to reflect. What does your body communicate to you through each of your menstrual cycles? How's your energy and your overall vitality and well-being? Your womb is a sacred space, and your body's symptoms are only messages from that deeper place of wisdom within. By listening to them, we are able to really hear what it is our body may need so that we can give that to ourselves to feel more balanced, whole, grounded, and radiant. If you would like to explore more about mineral balance, mineral health, feminine energy, how minerals impact us as women, I welcome you to scroll down to the show notes of this episode where my free masterclass, Mineralized Woman, is available for you to sign up and learn all about stress, hormones, mineral depletions, how it happens, how we can support them, and how we can journey and walk that path towards becoming more deeply embodied, nourished, mineralized, and radiant. All of the details for that free masterclass are in the show notes, so scroll on down, click the link. I really hope that you enjoy it as much as I did creating it. I also love to hear from you, any insights you've had or realizations. So please do connect with me. There'll also be a link down there for my Instagram. If you're not following me there, come and join us. If you are, pop into my DMs. Let me know how the masterclass was for you. If you have any questions, and if you would like to take a journey of having your HTMA test and having your mineral chart read, that is something I can support you with too. Enjoy the masterclass for now, my love, and I'm sending you loads of love. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you loved this episode, please share it far and wide with your sisterhood and community. You can dive deep into all of my offerings via rebecca-wilson.com. Links to all offerings are below in the show notes of this episode. If you would love to support the podcast, please like, subscribe, download, and share the episodes so my work and this message can reach more women around the world. Remember, my love, you are here to live a life fully, deeply inhabiting your body and your divine nature. I am here to show you how. Hey love, I'm just dropping in to share that the doors are open for the waitlist for the next round of Embodied Woman Group Mentorship. This is a journey like no other, a deep dive into embodiment, somatic awareness, self-honoring and healing practices, the journey of remineralization, awakening your feminine energy and restoring the resources within your heart, body, wombs, cells, and overall vitality. This is my signature program, which launches twice a year. There are limited spaces for the intake. If you're feeling the call, head on down to the show notes in this episode, click the link and join the waitlist where you will receive more information soon. Hope you enjoyed the episode of this podcast. Sending you so much love. Have a beautiful, vital, and nourishing day.